Daenerys had a small dragon, which was growing bigger and stronger every day. Its skin had become so tough that it seemed ready to face any danger. But this change had become a warning sign for everyone else. The three wild dragons, which belonged to Daenerys, could attack at any moment. When they went hunting, they would fight among themselves to snatch food from each other. Now, this behavior had become a problem for Daenerys. She realized that the true nature of these three dragons was now showing. If she didn't control it soon, it could bring disaster to the entire empire. Sometime later, a child was grazing animals with his father by the river. Suddenly, the dragon Drogon appeared in the sky. It was so huge that the entire sky seemed to shake with its presence. Drogon breathed fire on the scared animals, and then grabbed one and flew away. The frightened shepherd went to the palace and told Daenerys everything. He opened a wrapped bag, inside which was the body of a burnt goat. He said that Drogon had eaten his entire herd. Daenerys promised to compensate him, but was this just the beginning? Then the next person arrived, his eyes full of deep sorrow. He opened a bag, and inside was a 3-year-old child. The child had been playing near the goats, but Drogon's fire had fallen on him, and he died. Seeing this, Daenerys realized that she was no longer in control of her children. She wanted to control Drogon as soon as possible, but when she looked into his eyes, she understood that Drogon was no longer the same. Drogon no longer listened to her. Then, he flew away, and Daenerys was left standing alone. Now, Daenerys thought she should control the other two dragons as well, so they wouldn't behave like Drogon. She took them to a dark dungeon, where she chained them with iron chains. This step saddened her greatly, but she herself placed the chains around her children's necks. Then, without looking back for even a moment, she went out. The two dragons understood that something was terribly wrong. They roared in anger, but Daenerys was firm in her decision. Although Drogon had made a mistake, someone had to be punished. The next night, Daenerys felt worried about her children, and she returned to the dungeon. She saw that the eyes of both dragons were filled with anger. They started breathing fire non-stop. Daenerys ran away in fear, because she didn't know what to do anymore. Sometime later, when Daenerys was watching a match in the playground, suddenly, some attackers attacked. They were ready to kill her. Daenerys' guards were falling one by one. Now, she felt her death was near. But then, a loud roar echoed in the sky. Drogon arrived and flew straight toward Daenerys. He landed in the middle of the field and began attacking the enemies. He breathed fire, burning several enemies to ashes. Screams echoed all around. The attackers, terrified, decided to flee. Daenerys saw that Drogon was saving her, but got injured himself. She ran to him, and began pulling the spear out of his body. Drogon screamed in pain, but when he saw that his mother was there, he became calm. Daenerys now didn't want her child to get hurt again. She tried to climb onto Drogon's back, and gently said, "Now, fly away." Drogon understood her words. He curled his body and ran toward the sky. This moment was for Daenerys, because now she was flying in the sky with her child. Now Daenerys understood that locking up Drogon had been her biggest mistake. And then, in everyone's eyes, Daenerys flew safely out of the field with Drogon.